I'm James Gard, the CineTechGeek at CinemaCon 2016 again, and I'm at the USL booth. I love to come to the USL booth every year because they always have something interesting, and their products are very innovative and generally very well positioned in the market of what they do. And there's been some advances. I'm with Seth here with the very, very popular, especially in my market, JSD60.
Yes.
So tell us, what have you improved in the JSD60?
So in the upcoming firmware updates on the JSD60, we're adding a second LFE channel that can be routed from any of the incoming sources, so you can do base management and add a second LFE channel in your room. We're changing it so that you now have access to do parametric EQs as well as our standard graphic EQ that we've had on all of our products. And we're coming out with an AES and a BlueLink output version of these.
So let's just quickly go over some of those new features. So what's the advantage of a parametric EQ?
It gives you more control over specific banding and how you adjust the curve on the EQ. Our current system allows for every third octave a gain adjustment. The parametric EQ allows you to focus in on the problem spots in your EQ and level it out more evenly. It's a more tightly controlled, hands-on experience for EQing.
That's right, and just so we can go over that, cinema owners watching this, you know about peaks and nulls in cinema where you might sit in one chair and it sounds louder or softer than the other chair? Well, that's what this is about. It's to reduce that potential of that effect happening in your cinema.
That's
right.
exactly what it's going to do.
Okay, now we also said the BlueLink. How does the BlueLink help the cinema owner?
So for the new digital amplifiers, we have different output cards that we can sell the JSD60 in those models now. So the BlueLink interfaces with the Harman amplifiers and the BlueLink systems out there for the audio output side without needing to do a down convert and an up convert to analog or any other equipment in line between the processor and the amplifier.
Now, this is an important aspect. So where would BlueLink be used mostly? In my experience, it's mostly used if you're on a big auditorium and you've got the sound processor way up the back, and you've got your big, potentially three-way speakers, two-way speakers up the front. You have to run a ton load of wire down to those speakers. So instead of doing that, you run BlueLink. You run one BlueLink wire down to the front. Mm-hmm. It de-encodes the audio into analog down there, and you're running them from the local screen directly from the digital.
Yes, both the BlueLink and the AES are then digital over that line, so you don't have the interference from anything where you're running wires past the lighting system in the ceiling or anything like that. And
that's why a lot of the bigger auditoriums will be using a technology like this. So it's good to see it's sort of bringing that down to like the JSD is a very cost-effective sound processor, so I imagine this is a cost-effective option as well.
Yeah.
Okay, and there was another option. What was the third option? The bass. You got another bass channel. Mm-hmm. Was that it? I think that was it.
Bass channels, parametric EQs, and we've upgraded now the 7.1 output setting on the JSD60.
Yep.
Also allows for HIVN to be routed from a second source.
Fantastic. That's something that was lacking from the unit.
Yeah.
Okay, so excellent. Because I use that, so I'm keen because I've got one of them in use. So I'm in my own theatre has one of these in it, so I'm interested to use that because it's a problem I've had. Okay, now I know the next big thing to look at is it's not a new device. But this device has had an enhancement not in the device itself, but in basically the way we collect the telemetry from the device.
So for the LSS-100 is our theater monitoring system, and it records information on your theater based on playback for light and sound. And we've added a database system that's available for use with it, and the database will collect that data and collate it and give you graphs over time for one or multiple theaters, and allow multiple users to see different groups of data and get access to that in a way that makes it usable. So you can go on, see the graph, and see how your bulb is performing over time, and have something that people can see and read for feedback on your system.
That's right. So let's quickly back over here. Do you have it on here?
This right here is our database software. Provides a web interface. This is a theater that we have run some tests in, and this is a list of the latest readings from their last run. So we can check here, their left mid speaker is doing all right, except for one day they had a problem. Their amplifiers were turned off, so it wasn't an actual problem in the theater, but they found this, checked on it, and knew that their system was good after that.
Okay, so let's talk about this for a second. Okay, you've shown us what the product is. Now let's tell you what the product does for you. One of the big things about running a cinema and doing everything automated these days is because that is the case, and there's not so much interaction with humans to etc. to see problems, there's a new process of collecting telemetry or statistics on the products over time. So when there is any case or any indication that there is a potential fault, an engineer, be it in a NOC or be it your support staff or be it whatever it is, they can pull up these tools and they can actually see the history of how they've been working over time. Now this is important because having a telemetry or a time-based understanding of what's happening with your equipment leads you to discovering faults before they affect your bottom line. And that's why this tool exists, and that's why it's created, and that's why it should be important to you as a cinema owner, because it can help you save money with these issues. It can help you identify problems before the customer comes in and says it's not working properly and they're not impressed with your cinema. It turns away those potential problems. So this is an important development, and thank you very much for showing it to us. And so that's USL for this year. I really appreciate it. So thank you, Seth. And that's it. James Gardner at CinemaCon 2016. Bye for now.